Hello, this is Carmela Bell with the Diabetic Type Life Coaching and Consulting. I am apparently in the process about to give you some really good information because Facebook technology is trying to keep me from being great. It's trying to keep me from giving you these tips, but I refuse to give up. If I'm not going to be bullied by diabetes, I'm not going to be bullied by Facebook technology. All right, so I'm back. If you jumped on with me before and you lost me, yeah, there was all kind of foolishness going on. If you do happen to make it back in, just let me know if you can hear me. Want to make sure you don't miss out on any of this good information. I'd hate for that to happen. Anywho, I'm just going to go ahead and reintroduce myself. My name is Carmela Bell with the Diabetic Type Life Coaching and Consulting. I'm your diabetes success coach and strategist. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist associate, so I've been trained to help people figure out their thoughts and make the necessary changes that they're looking for to create the lives they want. And I have a son who has type 1 diabetes, so we never stop thinking, counting, portioning, tweaking about diabetes. We're always trying to find new ways to make it fit into our lives because it's not going to be the other way around. And I also am the #1 best-selling author of the book Push Through, 7 Steps to Help You Push Through Diabetes Overwhelm. I'm just happy to be here with you. I'm happy that you are taking this step with me, that you are choosing to live, that you are choosing life, because so much of what we're doing is not giving us life. It's not feeding anything back into our bodies, into our spirits. So the fact that you're here tells me you're ready for something different. So tonight we're going to get started with day 1 of our push week. Yay! Today is day 1 to push through diabetes self-sabotage. So this message is for you. If you have type 2 diabetes, 1. 2, you know you want to manage better, but you really don't know where to start. You've been trying to figure out what kind of foods to eat, but you're really not sure what keeps causing these high blood sugars. And also, this is for you if you have been there, done it, got the t-shirt, and you're over it. You're tired of hearing about all these fancy new tips and tricks to help be better with diabetes. This is even for you. And if you happen to be newly diagnosed and you are still trying to get your footing on what this diagnosis means for you, what life can look like, this is for you. So I hope that you will go register. The registration link is in the memo section, the description section of the video. Go sign up for this week-long training so that you can get all the goodies that I'm giving out, and so that Friday you will not miss the party. We're going to go deep. We're going to have some good conversation, a lot of learning on Thursday. On Thursday about how to truly succeed in diabetes. I'm going to give you the top 3 A1C secrets, and I hope you're going to be there. So to go ahead and just get going, I just want to tell you again, our topic is how to push through diabetes self-sabotage. So self-sabotage, for some people, I've gotten mixed reviews. Some people understand what that means, some people don't. And as far as where I'm coming from is, in what ways have we been doing things that do not support our overall goal of having lower A1C, of having better blood sugars, of having diabetes reversal overall? Reversal is available for some people, and for those who it's not available, you have a better quality of life that can be lived with diabetes if we do some different things. So sabotage is all the things that we do that don't support our underlying goal. So tonight I'm going to kind of highlight maybe 3 things that I feel like have been reported to me the most as some of the biggest culprits of how we sabotage ourselves. And I have a few notes here, so if you see me look down, I'm not trying to ignore you. I just want to make sure we don't miss out on the good tips that I've created. So the first thing, tip number 1. Hey, I see I have a visitor. Can you hear me? Please let me know if you can give a heart or a thumbs up or type a comment and let me know if you can hear me. I'd really appreciate it. But tip number 1 is take your supplies. You would be amazed how many people that I've spoken with who have type 2 diabetes who are not taking their supplies with them everywhere they go. I know for type 1, it's a bit different. For type 2, people who have type 1, they definitely always have to take their supplies. They suffer sometimes more with lows than individuals with type 2 diabetes. But the deal is, you never know what's going to happen when. And if you don't have your supplies, how can you be prepared? Because I have one client that I spoke to who told me, they were doing really well. We were talking about their diet and how they were eating pretty low carb. And they had had a low carb dinner, but then decided, hey, I need to get out and go to the store. I forgot a few things before tomorrow. And they went to one of the big box stores that are really huge. And as they were in that store, they started not feeling well. And while they were in the store, they were trying to decide, well, what is the reason I'm feeling like this? Well, is it because I'm tired? Is it because, I'm getting sick? They were hypothesizing all these reasons about why they weren't feeling well all of a sudden. And during our conversation, I was able to discern that the person had not eaten enough carbs to support that level of activity. And because they didn't have their glucometer with them, they couldn't just pop it out, check the number, see what was going on, and drink some sugar or eat sugar, whether it's soda, candy, whatever. They couldn't treat it because they didn't have it, let alone did they know. So my number one tip for today on how to push through diabetes self-sabotage is take your supplies everywhere you go. Number 2, keep your supplies in your car. Yes, in your car. For some of you, you live in big cities like me. Rides home can be an hour, 2 hours on a rainy day. Oof, it's terrible. And you just never know. We may get caught in a wreck and be stuck on the freeway 2 or 3 hours. It has happened. And if you've not eaten anything, you skip lunch and now it's time for dinner and you don't have any snacks in your car, you don't have a glucometer in your car, you're not feeling well, what are you going to do? I don't want you to put yourself in an unsafe situation. So I'm here to encourage you to pack your bag, have your glucometer, make sure you have strips, and make sure that you have snacks to treat your low. And that would be juice boxes or candies, or they have a lot of they have a lot of glucose tablets and powders and stuff that you can take and keep on hand that don't require refrigeration, don't perish, but you need to have those things on hand in case you need them. If you never do, that's wonderful, but keep them on hand. And then the third thing is going to be food. When you go out to eat, what steps can you take to be more prepared for meal planning? Because I know how I am. We live here in a big city and there are restaurants galore. And it is easy to just go into one and sit down and look at a menu and choose something. But does that item really support my underlying goal of keeping blood sugars low? Or if my goal is to, lose weight or keep my weight decreasing and not increasing? Just sitting down and looking at a menu while I'm starving, is that really going to support my underlying goal of meeting, my weight loss goal or getting my blood sugar down? No, because we're creatures of habit and we eat what we love and we eat what we eat all the time. It's very rare for some of us to go and order something different. Now, I know other people might not have this food problem. They may already eat a lot of good vegetables and fruit and what have you, but they drink their calories. Same for you too. Got to think ahead. We've got to start thinking ahead before we get to that place. What am I going to do? What am I going to allow myself to do? If I know that I love the bread basket at this place and I really want to have some, well, what other places can I carve out some carbs? Take them out. Or plan your meal. There are a million ways. I won't give them all today, but there are a million ways to negotiate with yourself on how to stay in line with your diabetes goals. Because just walking in these restaurants, sitting down after a long day, we're ready to eat. And I'm sorry, but for some of us, we also emotionally eat. So if you were stressed at work, you're really ready for that cocktail. Hey, happy hour. If you were stressed, you might really be looking forward to that dessert. If somebody made you angry, you might really just be ready to pile in the food and eat more than you were supposed to eat. So the way we avoid that is to plan ahead. If your friend says, hey, let's go out to eat, you start looking at that menu. What's on here that will keep me in line with my goals? Because if we want to get these blood sugars down, we've just got to be honest. And I'm telling you, I might sound a little stern right now, but this is how I have to talk to myself because I go through the same things. I just want to encourage you, for us to be in honesty with ourselves and to make the right choices. So the first, just to recap, the number one was to take your supplies everywhere you go. Make sure you have your glucometer. Make sure you have, if you're on insulin or pills, make sure you have your supplies, because if you're high, you may need another shot coverage to bring your blood sugar back down. If you're low, you may need snacks or carbs to drink or eat to bring your blood sugar back up. If you start feeling well and you can't test your blood sugar, there's no way for you to know how to treat. And blindly treating is very dangerous. My aunt used to do it all the time. If you were with me on last week when I did my 5 days of my why, my aunt would wait until she felt, oh, my head hurts, oh yeah, I feel kind of bad. She would wait till she felt high before she would treat. And at that point, it's way too late, because now your blood sugar's up here. You have this insulin that's got to rise all the way up here to meet it, and it's got to work hard. And in the process, you're a person. You may feel a little bit terrible while your body is trying to catch up and recalibrate. I don't want you to have to go through that. So the way we avoid that is to prepare, to plan ahead. And the next thing that we want to do is make sure that your desk is full of snacks. Your backpack is full of snacks. Your purse is full of snacks. Your pocket is full of snacks. And I say pocket for this reason. Let's say you're a corporate him or her, and you have a meeting. You go into probably the third meeting of the day. You didn't get to lunch because of that second meeting of the day. It went over, and now they're rushing you into the big boss's office because it's an immediate need. You got to do it. You have to go. Well, you haven't had a chance to check your blood sugar. You did eat breakfast, but you're starting to feel a little bit, like it's time to eat. But you're sitting in here now with the big boss. How long will he keep you? Who knows? They will tell you 10 or 15 minutes all the time, and you're in there 30 or 45. So you need to make sure you have a little piece of candy, or again, some of the glucose tabs and all that in your pocket. Keep something on your person. So if you just really feel it and you can tell you're going low, pop it in so you can eat that. Or if you know that you missed lunch and this meeting is about to take you over, go ahead and take your protein bar with you, because you just don't deserve. A meeting is not important enough for you to fall out and they wheel you out of there on a gurney. It's just not that important. Take your bar, eat it in there, be prepared. So today I have a challenge for you. It would be what I'm going to call a push move. I want you to make a push move and really think about all of the things that you do in a daily basis, in day-to-day life, that are not serving you. And it's not that easy to do, because this sometimes means we have to really get vulnerable, we have to get transparent, we have to tell the truth, and sometimes that stuff is not easy. Sometimes we judge ourselves worse than other people judge us, and I know it might not feel good, but I want to encourage you, I want to push you to think about, what things am I doing that's just not working? And what one thing out of however many things, let's say it's 5, it might be 10. One thing out of however many you have, just one thing that you think you can do to take one step forward to turn things around. What can you commit to? Even if that is, no more sugary drinks when you go out to restaurants. Try it. You might not get it all right every single time, but the more you try it, the more you practice it, it will become habit. I can testify to that. And maybe you say, well, maybe it's portion sizes. I'm really not so terrible at the types of food I eat, but I can overeat if I'm not careful. Well, maybe creating a plan for yourself to not overeat. So I just want to give you a couple examples, but think about what you can do to plan for your success. You got to keep your glucometers. You got to keep your snacks. You got to keep that desk, that car, your pocket, your bag, your backpack, your purse. Got to have foods with you at all times, because you never know when you're going to need it. And Mainly, be prepared when you go to restaurants. They have so much wonderful, yummy things for us that most of the time aren't good for us, but we like them. And in order for you to be strong enough to make the right choice, sometimes you have to make that choice ahead of time. So take all that into account. And if you are fearless and brave, as I think you are, post in the comments one thing that you will commit to taking one step further on, because you can beat diabetes. This is something you can succeed at. You do not have to live with and die from diabetes. So that's my message for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I really appreciate you stopping by. I hope you found this valuable. If you want to register, I have some other things that I'm giving out this week that you will be privy to. So if you'll go to that description box and click the registration, it's totally free. No credit cards are necessary, just your name and your email, and you'll be signed up. And that way on Thursday, when we have our big party to celebrate all the hard work we're going to do for these next few days, you will already be on the invitation list. So for now, I would like for you to just think, be honest, be courageous, because you got this. You can do it. I know you can. And if you can't, email me at carmela@adiabetictypelife.com, and I'm happy to help you. If you even want to share with me the revelations, the things that you feel like are not working for you, email them to me. I'd love to hear what you're working on and what's involved in your day-to-day life. I just want to know how I can support you. So for now, I'm going to let you go and tell you to be well, test often, and thank you for your time.